welcome to MVP Hot Seat with Ibrahim Ababu. Today, we are pleased to have with us Engineer Anthony Ekidegwa, the Acting Chairman and CEO of Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission. First of all, congratulations on your new role leading such a vital institution for Nigeria's future. As NAEC spearheads the country's peaceful use of nuclear technology, particularly in energy generation. We're excited to discuss how nuclear energy fits into Nigeria's energy landscapes and the strides NAEC has made under your leadership. With Nigeria rich in energy resources ranging from oil and gas to renewable, many are curious about the role nuclear energy will play in achieving the country's energy and development goals. In this interview, we will explore all those aspects about nuclear energy in the country, in Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining us today and for sharing your insights on Nigeria's journey into the nuclear age. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me. And let me also start by first congratulating your agency, the African Nuclear Business Platform. Over the years, we've heard how you've been able to champion the cause of nuclear energy in Africa. And it is something that truly encouraged me to believe that this interaction will be a very useful one. I sincerely appreciate this opportunity you've given, and I hope that there'll be many more such opportunities to help position our country and Africa in general in the landscape, the nuclear energy landscape. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It means a lot. My first question, yes. How does nuclear energy fit into Nigeria's overall energy mix, especially considering the country's, as I mentioned before, existing resources like oil, gas, and renewables?
Well, as you already know, Nigeria being the largest or the highest oil producing country in Africa, we have enough oil resources, especially in the area of gas and also oil itself. However, this particular energy resources, though there is still a need for us to diversify our energy mix. And looking at the present situation where oil accounts for the greater percentage of our foreign exchange, we believe that if we are able to explore other sources of energy, we will free the oil and gas for export and other uses in the country. So I believe that there is an urgent need for diversification of our energy mix, of which nuclear is one. It's already considered, it's been accepted in the country, and that's why our agency was activated. So it will be of very great use. I'm also looking at the greenhouse effect of the fossil fuel. It's our desire that if we must move with the trend of cutting down on the greenhouse gases as we see emitted all over the world, it will be better for us to key in to this nuclear energy program and see how best we can utilize it for the benefit of our country, especially in the area of power generation.
Indeed, I totally agree. Thank you very much. And I believe nuclear will play a big role in diversifying Nigeria's energy mix. My second question would be more about the type of reactors. Can you share with us any development or decision on the type of reactors Nigeria plans to adopt? Is it SMRs, small modular reactors, or larger reactors?
Until recently, our focus had been on the conventional reactor, the large nuclear reactor, 1,200 megawatt, 1,400, or 1,000 megawatt, as the case might be. But with the current innovation in the small modular reactor, we are now beginning to give that particular reactor type a second look, looking especially at the cost, which is one thing that has been a major problem in the African countries. most third world countries find the large nuclear conventional reactors as being very expensive. Though we've not jettisoned anything yet, we are still believing that we will do the large and at the same time we'll do the SMRs.
Yes, to summarize, you're considering both SMRs and large
We are
reactors,
considering both, yes,
and
both.
but you're
Yes.
leaning toward larger reactors, right?
Yes, we are leaning towards larger reactor. And
Yeah.
then we also
And
believe that the small modular reactor should be given consideration. And let me say this, I happen to be the technical counterpart for small modular reactor and micro reactor with the IAEA, the Nigerian counterpart. So it's something that is within my purview. And now that I'm the acting chairman, I also give it a push.
yes, indeed. And a follow-up question on this: has there been any progress on agreements or decision with this with selection of the vendors?
Actually, we've been talking to some of our partners. We've been talking with the Russians, the Chinese, the Koreans, and all of that. Yes, we've had some, let me say it this way. Yeah, we've had some very meaningful discussions, very progressive with some of these countries. And we believe that in no time, there will be some kind of agreement. We've signed some intergovernmental agreements, some MOUs, and a host of others. But there has been a great progress, truly, tremendous progress in that direction.
That's great to hear.
Although
And
I'm new on the, as you are aware, I'm new. I am just coming on board newly. And so
yeah,
I believe it's something that has been there before I came and will keep pushing it because it's a noble cause.
it is. It is exactly. And what has been the highlight of your program in 2024?
Good. In 2024, like as I am being known here now, is the desire to walk the talk. We've been talking, planning, doing a lot of things, but now we want a more concrete, visible achievement in the area. So my intention is, in addition to bringing on board these other things that we are looking at as options, let some of our key facilities that we are having, such as the gamma irradiation facility, we'll bring it up to optimal use in 2020, well, from this 2024 to 2025. We are also trying as much as we can to ensure that our plans towards the, let me say, especially in the area of training, is something that we will concretize. All the relevant MOUs will be signed. And those things that we believe, of course, majorly our problem also has to do with funding. Let me say this, because we have we have a lot of laboratories here that needs some equipment. We will not depend only on IAEA for the supply. There are some we have to do by ourselves. And these are things that we are really pushing towards. And I believe that hopefully in no time, we will be able to get to that place where we think we'll be comfortable to say, yes, this is what we want. My drive, like I said, is to revitalize all our facilities, especially those in our research centers that are not operating optimally. We desire they should, and like the GIF, like which I have said, the gamma irradiation facility, which I believe will, if well adequately handled or taken care of, will also in Nigeria foreign exchange, the export of some irradiated products like agricultural products and others.
Yes, and I believe as you already have those facilities that are very scarce in Africa, Nigeria can be a hub for nuclear you mentioned training, for example, for nuclear training in the region and in Africa, and you could take the lead with countries such as Ghana in West Africa region, or overall in Africa, to help other African countries to develop their nuclear capabilities also and human resources. And
Yes.
and talking about this, I would like to get your confirmation, but I heard that Nigeria also joined the first program, the American first program for to train some of the African on SMRs and such matters, which have been joined by Ghana and Kenya before. So so I hope those kind of initiative would help the country position itself as the leader in the nuclear sector in Africa, as Nigeria is one of the leaders in the overall economy and politics in the continent. So to be at the same level for nuclear also. And my next question have been answered partially, as are there partnership with other countries or organizations, for example, the IEA, to support Nigerian nuclear program?
Yes. The first question, you talked about the first that has to do with the Americans. Yes, we are truly partnering. We want to be one of the leading voices in the issue of nuclear in Africa, a good partner, and we are partnering very well with them. We've joined, as I believe and as I know. And in terms of partnering with the IAEA and other relevant agencies and countries, yes, we are seriously into that. And we will continue to do or to play the role we are expected to play to make sure that we strengthen this relationship to much of our ability. We will, and we are working towards that assiduously.
Indeed, partnership and cooperation is key to developing nuclear programs.
Yes.
And you mentioned previously about the cost of nuclear. Has Nigeria finalized a preferred financing approach for nuclear projects? Are there any updates on potential funding resources such as BOOT or BOO or government-to-government agreements, etc.?
Well, Nigeria, as of today, we cannot say for sure that we've agreed on any financing model. We're still ongoing. The BOOT, which is build, own, operate, and transfer, was an option we considered, and which we believe, with the finalization of the feasibility studies, we'll be able to arrive at a particular financing model that will be acceptable to all, fair to Nigeria as a country, and also to our intended partner or vendor nation. We are working at towards seeing that we have something that will be fair to both parties. BOT is an option, government to government are other options, but we will not say categorically that we've made up our mind on a particular one until after our feasibility studies. The government will sit down, consider, and then take a decision on that.
I see. And my final question, looking ahead, what are NAEC's primary goals for 2025? How does NAEC plan to accelerate Nigeria's progress in establishing a nuclear energy program?
Nuclear energy program already has been established. Acceleration, yes, we are working seriously on it. Since you say nuclear energy, if it was nuclear power, I'll say, okay, fine, I'll do back. Nuclear power is also an aspect of nuclear energy. In 2025, we believe with the current drive, our gamma irradiation facility will be fully operational. Then we also intend to start work on our multipurpose research reactor program. And at the same time, we hope to start the feasibility studies in that 2025 our feasibility studies. We also, the potential sites we've identified, it's our desire that we will take ownership of those sites in 2025 before we can talk of doing site characterization, environmental impact assessment, as the case might be. So we are working towards achieving all of this. In addition, training is something that is at our front burner. We intend to embark on training, not only international trainings, offshore trainings, but onshore here. We are in collaboration already. We are talking with some institutions like the university, the tertiary institutions and polytechnics on how we can start implementing the nuclear energy programs in these institutions that will help us to sustain, because as we all know, it's not easy for a country to over-depend on foreign trainings, especially here in Africa. It's expensive, it's costly, but the more we start our own local trainings, the more we'll have people that will participate in it easily. My 2025 vision is, like I had said earlier, is to make sure that the gamma irradiation facility is working optimally. All our research centers are well equipped, which I believe it's possible, and we're working towards it. Our educational institutions are strengthened, the curricula in place, and everything that we think we can do within the time frame we have chosen is in place, and it's on and moving.
I totally agree. Thank you very much. And you mentioned the site selection. Can you share with us, is it permissible to share with us the sites, the one you pinpointed, or is it still confidential?
No, well, it's a site well known. IAEA knows about the site, and a lot of African, we've been sharing this in every forum we had opportunity to discuss it. We have one in where they call Geregu in Kogi State, and another in the middle back belt region of the country. Then we have another one at E2, somewhere in the Niger Delta, in the coastal area. These are the two places that we have for now, our preferred sites. And like I said, hopefully by next year, we'll take ownership of it, and then we'll now continue with the other things that we need to do in those areas to be able to conclude on the aspect of the use of those sites for our energy, for our nuclear power plant deployments. Let me say this, nuclear power plant we are looking at remains the conventional ones, these large nuclear reactors, 1,000, 2,000, 1,000 plus megawatts for those sites.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much for such an engaging and enlightening discussion. It's inspiring to hear about the progress NAEC is making under your leadership, whether it's advancing Nigeria's nuclear program, fostering international partnership, or strategically positioning nuclear energy in the nation's energy mix. As we look ahead to 2025, it's clear that NAEC's vision is not just about energy generation, as you mentioned before, but about driving innovation, economic growth, and sustainable development in Nigeria. We wish you and your team continued success as you navigate this critical path toward realizing Nigeria's nuclear energy ambition. In conclusion, I'm pleased to announce that the upcoming conference on nuclear energy in Africa, the 4th edition of Africa Nuclear Business Platform, will take place in Morocco next year in April. So I hope to see everyone in that conference, and I hope that would help push nuclear agendas in Africa. Thank you very much once again, and for our viewers, stay tuned for next episode of MBPOT. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you very much. We sincerely appreciate this opportunity you've given to us, and we hope to interact some more. And I want to assure you that we will be there, will be fully represented in Morocco.